It started with a faculty member, Professor Aaron Hegde, who did research on food insecurity here at Cal State Bakersfield. And what we learned is that a large percentage of our students are actually food insecure, and they don't know where their next healthy meal is coming from.
There's always been this kind of, it's almost a rite of passage, if you will, this idea that when you're in college, you don't have a lot of money, you got to be starving, right? And you're going to have times where you can't afford food. And I think that as a organization that's really interested in the health and well-being of our community and individuals, we need to say, well, maybe that's not okay.
So the produce, as you noticed today, because it's Wednesday and it's pop-up pantry day, so the produce is absolutely gorgeous. And all of that produce comes to our food pantry, and our students await just seeing the surprise of what produce is offered to them, and they have recipes that are given to them. So it absolutely could not happen without the support of Adventist Health, with the Grimm Family Foundation, who really came to support us with this idea.
Adventist Health wants to be more than just a health care company. We want to be a health company. And I think we've realized, over the last couple of years, especially with the pandemic, it gave us a chance to pause and reflect and realize how important well-being and wellness is to all Americans. And healthcare, as the name implies, really is kind of, well, what do we do to help care for people that may not be healthy? But how do we get upstream of that? So we're not seeing you when you're having a heart attack or you're having a stroke, so that we don't see you when you're at that stage, but we can actually maintain your health and well-being. And that's where gardens and programs like this come in.
The Edible Schoolyard Kern County is an advisor to the CSUB Student Affairs team. As they are managing this space, we're able to come on board with them and help them with their strategic planting plans, their pest management plans, and get to help and support in any way possible that we can to continue to see this ground cultivated and flourishing for food production for the students.
When you look at the Grimm Family Education Foundation and their Edible Schoolyard programs, you can see already kind of the tentacles of the work that they're doing and then how it could potentially be iterated and copied in other spaces. They have this program where they realize, a lot of kids are going home hungry, number one, which is a huge problem. And number two, not everyone's getting the baseline fundamental knowledge of where their food comes from and how to prepare healthy food. And teaching them from the very beginning, what does an eggplant look like? Things that I didn't even think about, right? Cauliflower, it actually is like a flower, right? Like, it sounds silly and almost like absurd, right? But we don't even think sometimes about where our food comes from.
My hope for this garden is that we can continue to see students from this campus benefit not only from the produce that comes out, but from the lessons that can be taught here on site.
It really is a privilege to know that we're working on projects that we may never see in the immediate 5-10 years the impact of, but knowing that generationally we may be able to have a huge impact. The saying is that you're planting seeds for a tree that you may never enjoy the shade of, but somebody down the road may be able to. It really is a privilege and honor to do this work.